r/ask Reddit Waticos a fetish that you can never understand. Also make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy. Eyeball licking. Take it from me, do not let anyone lick your eyeball ever. The human mouth and tongue are absolutely filthy and riddled with bacteria your eyeball does not like. A guy wanted to lick my eyeball. I typically go by the if it doesn't hurt me or involve poop and you like it, sure I'll try ideology. So I let him oxenly to get the most severe and disgusting eye infection. My doctor prescribed antibiotic drops but they did not even touch the infection. I went back and Giocos like, do you know if you were touching anything and then your eye? How might you have gotten this? OCL most embarrassing medical moment of my life explaining what happened. Then Giocos like no, we need to treat this with very strong multi-spectrum antibiotics ASAP or you could go blind OCL. 10/10 do not recommend. Bug chasers. Can you elaborate? I don't know what this is and am not sure I want to Google it. Prob necrophilia. Whoever is into that is FCKED up. Yeah, dead right. Anything getting shoved up the urethra. I thought before well it probably feels good to people etc at Google then I started intermittent cathing and no fucking thanks lol. It's called urethral sounding. They even make e-shock rods for it. I heard from a friend about people who have fetishes for nosebleeds I never understood why. I get horrible nosebleeds all the time in winter. I was sitting here thinking I was very unsexy. Where are these people? I wonder if they'll buy pics of my nosebleeds. I personally find prolapse very gross and uncomfy. Edit, I meant uncomfy to look like. I cannot speak on what it actually feels like. I don't get it, those people, porn girls most of the time, usually have it for work reasons, but how do they live like that really? Do they run to the toilet every time some poop gathers in their rectum? Can they hold it and for how long? When do they decide to correct it? I have so many questions about them. Shoving things in your pee hole. I'm dreading having to get a catheter at some point in my life, and here people are getting their rocks off with it. Edit, these replies don't have me feeling any better about the whole catheter thing. I'm legit scared now. I recently came out of a surgery where they gave me that present. It actually was not bad. I could not feel it during recovery for the most part. It was scary when it was time for removal. The nurse said, now, I cannot say this is not gonna hurt. Ready? On 3, OCL. I bit my finger and was expecting to pass out from the pain. But it did not hurt at all. Totally anticlimactic. Scat, and getting your balls trampled. Just why? My friend is a masochist that likes the second thing you mentioned, let me ask him real quick. Edit, basically for a masochist it's the most painful thing that can happen. Vomit, the whole thing I think is sick. Here comes the pain. Crushing animals with high heels, it's just another level of animal cruelty. That is a straight up crime. Checks to confirm mine is not on here. Carry on, folks. Edit, my fetish is making curious people disappointed. Every time this gets reposted, I check to make sure I'm not the new degenerate on the block. Anything involving bugs. Or arachnids. Anything not human really. Hang on, bugs and spiders are a thing? As an Australian, is there any way I can monetize this shit? Not sure if this was someone else's answer, but I would say a crushing fetish. Who seriously looks at a kitten being stomped to death and thinks awooga, I'm horny now? Edit, why is this comment so big? Bruh, what? I didn't know that was a thing. That can't be a fetish, that's just a horrible person. I once had a Tinder date ask me to step on a live mouse, that he brought in a box, barefoot, could not run out of there fast enough. Shut up. They didn't talk about it first and no warning or anything. That's absolutely insane. How did they bring it up? Was it I know this is kind of weird or what? A lot of these are innocuous and harmless kinks. Let me give you a bad one, bug chasing. The fetish for intentionally getting STDs. I learned about this from an older thread like this one. The person linked to an interview with a guy who was a bug chaser. He regularly attended gay orgies where they had unprotected sex with the knowledge that at least some of the participants were HIV positive. It was his biggest thrill until he eventually caught it and then the urge just faded. His logic was that HIV medicine had come so far that catching it was not a death sentence anymore. Unfortunately I cannot find a link to the interview. I knew a guy once whose only sexual desire was in fantasizing that he was a washing machine, cleaning dirty clothes. Not specifically women's clothes, or lingerie, or anything even remotely sexual. Just a washing machine. He described that the main appeal was the gyration. Since Idako's nearly impossible to simulate in reality, he would write stories about it and talked with others about it to get off. Remains the weirdest fetish I've ever heard. Anything with poop or pee. Those are high up there on the fetish list for a lot of people. Number 1 and number 2 if I'm not mistaken. Blood and cutting/carving are odd to me. I don't get the appeal. Had a brief fling with a girl I suspect had a blood fetish. She would bite, scratch and just generally maul me as if she was a wild animal. She was very unsuspecting. She was the petite, cute, and mousy type. I even went back for seconds thinking maybe I caught exaggerated things in my mind. After a session I stepped into the bathroom and noticed my body and face covered in scratches, teeth marks, scrapes and bruises and decided this just was no cut for me. I found her really attractive and we shared a lot of interest. But getting my ass kicked every time we fucked was a bit much. This was a little beyond rough and we did not even have a safe word. We ended up going our separate ways. Still got her on social media. Her nickname and certain posts she makes hint that her violence fetish is still very much a thing and Chioko's found some like-minded people over the years. Good for her. Good for me too. Yikes. Cervical penetration. Edit, because some people don't think Idako's a thing, https://strangecares.com/what-does-survey-x-play-feel-like, https://strangecares.com/what-does-survey-x-play-feel-like. OMG, I just cringed reading these socks. How could anyone be into that CSC? Watching people crush insects/small animals. Just get locked up you fucking freak. Zoosadism in general. Fucking a dog never ever crossed my mind. Fucking one while torturing, that's evil AF. 1 kids. 2 scat. 3 torture. Made no disrespect to anyone but locking my dick in cage and having people trample my balls has never appealed to me and I cannot understand why it would either. CSU. You don't like your balls trampled? OMG, you are a total sick freak. Fisting, I tried it once and my dick hurt so much afterwards. You fisted the wrong hole. This guy I know is into penguin porn. This guy I know Anyone else here just to see if their fetish made the cut? Mine are definitely discussed in this thread. Scat. Deleted. I'm just here trying to find something new to try. Yeah, my foot fetish is getting old. Just stopping by to check mine are no cut listed here. The confusion fetish. Like what's going on there? I really just don't get it. What do they get out of it? It makes no sense. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. I read a book about advanced chemistry and jizzed in my pants. Consensual premarital hand-holding. Absolutely disgusting. Scat. You're in play I can see, and could see doing. Shit. Never. FinDom, financial domination. I understand it if you're the one getting the money. Attention all Findom fans, I will gladly Findom you. Regularly Venmo me your paycheck and I will insult you or something, I don't know. The fetish of asking about others' fetishes. Ioko been had. Goals and people's knees. What about milk steak? Bestiality. Who in their right mind would bang a horse, dog, whatever? So weird and gross. Reminds me of the time I was playing Red Dead and stumbled into a barn that had a dead guy with no pants and a dead sheep wearing a bell. That thing where people is fat like a balloon about to explode. I need some explanation about that. Inflation is rampant these days, so. Or. I learned about it on one of these threads and what the actual fuck. Exactly. My fiancé is into vor and he wishes he was small enough to be swallowed whole. I guess I can understand it fantasy thinking wise, but not in a reality sense. Like, then I'd be alone? Why would you want to leave? My brain just doesn't seem to like it. But I guess I lucked out that he's not into bodily fluids. Farting. Not judging what gets your willy silly, but I just don't get it. Dacrophilia. I just don't understand how you can see someone cry and think to yourself, damn, that'd pretty hot. I have a massive pleasure giving fetish, like getting other people off really gets me off. A girl started crying once after she came, I went full on omigodariuk, did a hurdiu, Ari will write. Panic mode, and she replied I'm very good, that orgasm was just so intense I started crying. I don't know what it was but I got that little bing kink unlocked in my brain and I've been chasing it ever since. It's not the crying that's hot, it's the getting someone off so hard they cry that's hot. A girl sitting on my face and farting on my face.